She waited by his side for months. But when he finally opened his eyes, he saw someone else. At first, it was just one night. Then a week. Then 2. She helped the caretakers. She cleaned the room, read beside him, and watched the days go by. She didn't know if he would ever wake up, but something told her to stay. She stopped counting the days. On the morning of San Juan, the town outside the house was filled with music. A servant girl came into the room and said, "Come listen with me. It's a holiday." Lena hesitated. She had waited so long. What if he woke while she was gone? But in the end, she needed to hear something other than silence. Just for a moment. She followed the servant girl out to the balcony. Back in the room, the king opened his eyes. The first person he saw was the servant girl. She was shocked, but smiled and said, "You're awake. I've been here, watching over you." Lena returned moments later and stood in the doorway. The king looked at her and smiled politely. The servant girl spoke before Lena could say anything. "She's one of the helpers here," she said. Lena didn't argue. She just lowered her eyes and said nothing. Later that day, the king thanked both women. "Tell me what you want as a gift," he said. The servant girl asked for gold. Lena asked for a stone and a branch of bitter herbs. The king looked confused. "Why those things?" "I want to remember this place," Lena said quietly. She took the items and walked to her small room. She placed the stone by the window and held the herbs close to her chest. She whispered, "Let this be enough. Let him remember." The king followed her, curious. He watched through the door as Lena touched the stone gently and started to open the window. "Wait," he said, stepping in. "Don't leave." She turned, surprised. "I remember you," he said. "Your face. You were always here, weren't you?" Lena nodded. The truth hit him. He walked closer and said, "It was you. You waited." They looked at each other. And for the first time, they both smiled, not out of duty or politeness, but out of something real. The king chose her. Not because of a spell, or a song, or a story, but because she stayed. They were married a few months later. There was no magic. Just 2 people who had both woken up from something, and found each other. Follow Trinity Stories for more. Like, comment and share.